All right, another house to talk about, the White House. President Joe Biden set to visit Florida on Sunday. Hurricane Milton response and recovery, top topics right there behind the walls of the White House. In just a few moments, the president and the vice president will get their daily briefing on hurricane recovery efforts from first responders. They are giving live in-person reports via phone, via Zoom, into the White House, moment by moment. They are there, boots on the ground, going door to door, helping the people who survived Milton and Helene. So let's go live now to CBS News White House senior correspondent Weijia Jiang. Weijia, the president, he wants Congress to ramp up emergency funding.
Reed, he does, and this comes at a very tricky time because I was just saying last week that even Mother Nature cannot be spared from politics. The response has become a hot potato in the presidential race because both campaigns view it as an opportunity to show why they would be better suited to handle emergencies like this. So you're right, we do expect to hear from President Biden and Vice President Harris, who will be joining virtually later on this afternoon. And you know, we hear it on the campaign trail as well, Reed, with both former President Trump and Harris talking a lot about what the government is and is not doing. And as you have been covering, there's a lot of misinformation out there that has really risen to the stage here, front and center, which I expect we will hear even more from, because every time President Biden and Harris, Vice President Harris, has talked about this, they have mentioned how that campaign to spread disinformation is hurting the already very difficult situation, Reed.
Yeah, I can't imagine how disillusioned, disappointed people on the ground there who've already lost so much feel when they hear things like you only get $750 or FEMA is going to take your land. Both things the Biden administration, right out of President Biden's lips, say are outright lies. Weijia, while we have you, want to ask you about something else. You're in Phoenix right now following the Harris campaign. She's looking to secure and really shore up the Latino vote. She's not getting a lot of votes when we compare election season over election season. Last time Joe Biden seemed to do better with that demographic. How is she going to fight to get those?
Right, and so did then nominees, Democratic nominees, Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, who went on to win the White House, of course. And so there is a last-minute effort, Reed, called Hombres for Harris, because in particular, it is Hispanic men that she is struggling with. So her running mate, Tim Walz, along with Congressman Ruben Gallego, who is running for U.S. Senate and has a significant lead, and other members of the Hispanic caucus in Congress are on a tour trying to meet these people where they are. So that means in union halls, that means at sports bars, that means on the ground, trying to have conversations about why Harris is the better fit. But Reed, this effort comes quite late. We are, just about 3 weeks and some change until Election Day. So there is some worry that that could really shape the outcome of the election, which is why she's using other means as well. As you mentioned, she's waking up here in Arizona today. Yesterday, she had a rally here. And before that, she was in Las Vegas doing a town hall interacting with undecided voters. There's also a huge social media campaign to try to reach those voters. But the big question is whether it's too little, too late.
That report brought to you by two of the brightest women in broadcasting and hardest working, may I add, on a Friday, Weijia Jiang and Campbell on the case. Thank you so much for streaming live with us. We're talking about Weijia's producer
the best
as well.